Hey guys, Kenny here, the Hobby Cop, and thanks for stopping by my channel. If you've come across me based on my last Marvel video, I appreciate you subscribing and coming back for more. This will kind of be part 2 of that video. So that video looked at top kind of 5 Marvel cards to buy that maybe were underrated. This is going to look at top 5 cards, or the bottom 5 cards to avoid, not to get caught. So anyway, thanks for dropping by again, and we're going to get into it right now. Okay, so on the screen behind me, I will put up the cards as we go. So I guess as a bonus one, this is not one of the 5. I would say avoid the holograms unless you see them in person. The holograms are a great card. They sell well, but they're very hard to grade. And there's a lot of issues with them. I found a lot of them are very off-centered, not only depending on how you look at them, so when you get the reflective, you'll see a lot of marks on them, and they won't grade a 10, and you really want those to grade 10. So a lot of times when you see like an eBay listing, now my holograms are actually all off at PSA, but depending on how the light hits them, you'll see imperfections or marks. So I'd really want to see the holograms in person. So that's just a disclaimer. You can risk it on eBay, but a lot of them are going for expensive prices right now. So that is the bonus one. Avoid the holograms unless you can see them in person, or you get really good high quality pictures from a buyer you trust. Okay, so the number 5 card to avoid will go up. I'm going to go with, it's going to be more of a series, and it's going to be the SpiderMan Presents series. So they'll pop up behind me. So this is SpiderMan Presents Doctor Strange. And what it is basically Spider-Man interviewing different characters. They are kind of neat to read and to have. And it says, here's Spider-Man saying, "Say, Doctor Strange, didn't you learn magic from the Ancient One?" And then Doctor Strange says, "That's right. I knew him when he was only in 100. Ha ha ha. Doc, can you pull a rabbit out of your hat?" Doc says, "Hey, I'm good, but not that good." Kind of lame in a way, but they are kind of neat when you go through them, just to I guess if you're in the right mood to have a little laugh at them. But these do not sell good. So basically all these cards I'm going to show you basically at a PSA 10, so a gem mint, they sell under basically what it would cost you now to get them graded, unless you're waiting for like basically a whole year. So these cards are all under $50 in a PSA 10. Whereas if you have like a Thanos here in a PSA 10, you could get him for like maybe $1,000, or sell him for like $1,000. This one here, the Spider-Man MVC #1, that sells for over $1,000. That's going to be off graded next. But yeah, so these ones are all under $50. So that is number 5, Doctor Strange, or Spider-Man Presents any character. There's tons of them in the pack you can have. Okay, so for my number 4 one to avoid, I'm going to go with Baron Zemo. So he, I think, sells for around $42 in a PSA 10. I don't find it to be too catchy. You look at also his stats in the back here. One thing I look for is do they have a good story behind them? Do they have a good arch enemy? Baron Zemo, out of the ones I have, maybe has the best arch enemy, being Captain America and the Avengers. But his card's selling at $42. And a lot of these too, I'm not expecting any movies to come out or shows featuring them, so that'd be the issue as well. So for number 4, we have, so that was number 3, we have Dagger. Actually, not a bad looking card. You can see here. So her arch enemy is Mr. Zip or Jip and Knight. Her first appearance was Spectacular Spider-Man number 64 in 1982. She was a runaway teen, arrived in New York City, kidnapped by criminal drug manufacturers. She creates these little daggers, light daggers that she throws at people. But again, PSA 10 card is selling at around $44. So my next one is another female, and I'm kind of sad because this is actually a pretty sweet card. And I think mine might gem mint 10 when I send it in. So I'm going to send it in a long service, and I'm going to keep it in my personal collection because I think it's one of the better art in this collection. So as you can see here, it's a Shadowcat. So Shadowcat card number 25. She doesn't really have any arch enemies to speak of. Hellfire, I guess Magneto, White Queen. Her nicknames are Ariel, Kitten, Katya. Her first appearance in X-Men 129 in 1980. Shadowcat has the mutant power known as phasing. She can become intangible and pass through any solid object. She can use this power to disrupt electric circuits and program computers by physically entering them. So again, this sells for in the 40s of dollars, but I personally think it's a beautiful card. I will get it graded for my own personal collection, but I will not be selling that just because it doesn't sell. It's not worth it. So I'll do the long service, which is like whatever, $15 to get it sent off. I'll get it back in like a year. And then the worst selling card, Quizar. Tell me if I'm saying that wrong. Card number 15. I think I saw a sale for where he was in like the $30 and the PSA 10 gem mint actually sold. So my cards that I sent off are being graded at $50 US. And then you have like your shipping and stuff like that. So I'd lose money if I got that graded, which I am not getting it graded. His arch enemies are Zero. He's a quiet and soft-spoken superhero. Captain America 217 was the one he first appeared in 1978. But he's basically a boring superhero. He sells for terrible. So I guess the moral of this story, I could go through a bunch of cards that don't sell well, but the big thing is don't get caught into buying any one of these cards, because some of these cards now are selling for like $50 or $30, $35, $20 raw. So then you have to pay for the service fees with PSA, and you're going to come back losing money if you just randomly buy any card because you think Marvel cards are hot right now. So you really want to stick to like the big names. So obviously the holograms, if you can see them in person and they're in great shape, yes, buy them. Your Spider-Man Cosmic, yes, if it's in any shape really that you think is going to 10 or 9, you're going to make money. Even probably an 8 you'll make money at. The Amazing Spider-Man #1 comic like I have here, you can see it's presented pretty good. That's going to go off next. Guys like the Hulk, they're going to sell well. Famous Battles, if they have, and I didn't mention that, or did I? No, so Famous Battles, if they have key characters, like here you have Spider-Man versus Dr. Octopus, they're going to sell well. And guys like Hulk Gray, Thor obviously will sell well. The Wolverine will sell well. So all the big name guys, or any guys that are going to come out in a movie or a TV show, Marvel TV show recently. One that's not selling for anything too special right now that I put in my last video that I'm excited for is Loki. TV show coming out for him, and I just love the look of this card. Moon Knight was in my last video. Again, this is kind of like a risk. It's a show coming out, but this sells for not much right now. But yeah, keep to the big names, the Thors, your Spider-Mans, anything that's going to be in a movie this year, and you'll be fine. And then the other thing to watch is just how the market is going, because there's tons of cards out there right now being sold on eBay. Boxes of them being sold for $3,500. So as soon as they cycle through PSA, they're going to start to flood the market. So you really want to stick to these key guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe down below that many of you have done. But sports cards would be my main focus. But stay around, like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.